quick conversation with you all while we walk to Bergeron. Yes, I could just teleport with Drakan's medallion, but I need an excuse to ramble. So, I'm not very happy with the last upload I made. It was serviceable and it told everything I wanted it to tell, but it felt like it was missing something. Now I can't go back in time to fix it, but I can provide an excuse or an explanation for why. You see, so a few days after uploading part 3, my nephew tested positive for COVID, and invariably, it ended up making its way into my household and I got it. I've been vaccinated for a while, so it's rather mild, but it still left me unable to record any voiceover for a couple weeks. So 3 weeks had passed since uploading part 3, and I desperately wanted to get something out. So part 4 was the result of post-COVID rushing. Hopefully this part shapes out to be... It's Vanescula! Did she know I was going to be here? Is it finally happening? Anyway, yeah, no, she wanted us to do a quest. We had to meet with Sapphilon because... How will I ever move on from this? Vampires and humans working together? What? That's crazy. Hopefully this will turn out to be a beneficial relationship for both of us, and no one will betray anyone. And now we're off to the top of Castle Drakan, the throne room of Castle Drakan, where we can hang out with a bunch of vampires and party all night, or all day, I don't know. Would vampires party during the day, or would they party during the night? Oh my god. It's Lord Drakan. Huh? Oh, yeah, so he saw through our disguise. Oh no, where are you taking me? What am I doing? Innuendo aside, we're doing this quest because I want his spear. It's very good at penetrating vampires to kill them. Radagad, don't be an idiot. You're not a main character. You're gonna die. Yep, there it is. Alright, so let me take a brief aside from all the horniness I'm injecting into this quest. This quest boss fight is probably my favorite quest boss fight just because you are limited to what gear you can bring. As a result, the boss is easier for Jagex to balance. There's no expectation of you coming in with high-end gear and being able to just face roll the boss, and they don't have to worry about people coming in with low-end gear and struggling with the boss because the only gear you can use is the House Drakan outfit, the Blisterwood weaponry, and the little bits of food they give you along the way. It's all about paying attention to mechanics and executing the strategies correctly. And fortunately, you don't really have to worry about accuracy, because accuracy in this game sucks and it makes bosses annoying, such as the boss in Slisky's Endgame. We'll talk about it more when we get to it, but goddamn do I hate that boss. And not because it's hard, but unless you have a tier 90 weapon, overloads, and the Berserker variant of whatever combat style you're using, you're not going to hit the things. You're going to keep splashing. You're going to have an accuracy of what, 60%? So you're going to keep taking damage because their accuracy is 100% for whatever goddamn reason. And you'll be eating food, having no adrenaline, so you're just attacking them with basic abilities. It's ridiculous. And you need to kill Nomad, Gregorovich, and Linza before you hit a checkpoint. I'm sure Maud Raven's out there somewhere twiddling his evil mustache. I don't know, man. I just woke up with a splitting headache. I've pointed this out before. This is my favorite part in any quest in this game. He's just so demoralized, he sits down and just stares at a wall. I get it. Now with the Lord of Vampyrium complete, the only thing standing between us and completing River of Blood is the Herblore level, which means we're going to use the XP reward we get from this quest on Herblore and then train it the rest of the way. The XP got us to level 78, so it shouldn't take that much time to get to 80, and we're probably just going to do it with penguin points, so it'll be pretty quick anyway. See how fast that was? I just got the last little bit of XP with my golden rocks. Let's move on to River of Blood. After we get one quick level in firemaking, because 76 firemaking is a requirement for River of Blood, apparently. It's actually a pretty quick quest. It really just ties up all the loose ends from the previous quest and kind of gets everything sorted. It's the finale of the vampire questline, and we get the reforged Sunspear. It's very good. Well, that ain't good. So this quest is basically fighting this creature called a Weird multiple times, trying to figure out what the hell it is, and blessing the river salve so it's more anti-vampiric, for lack of a better term. Oh no, Drezel. So Saffron Hollow was bitten by Vanescula, lucky dog, at the end of the last quest, and then he was gone this whole time, and all of a sudden this thing called a weird shows up in this quest. Turns out those of Icene blood become weirds when they're cursed with vampirism. And, what do you know, Saffron Hollow, the one character who seems to not be totally human, isn't totally human. He's part Icene, part human. So now, he's Icene, human, vampire. And oh, how fortunate that the one way to cure vampirism is by using the blood of a hybrid, which means you need the blood of an Icene, a vampire, and a human, mixed with some other stuff, and then you can cure vampirism, and we can take that potion, the Extreme Guthix Balance, and chuck it in the river, and it won't wash away, apparently. And it will cure any vampire who crosses the barrier. Unfortunately, Saffalon will have to remain a vampire because the potion was made with his blood, and that means it can't cure him for some reason. I was gonna say there'd have to be some weird incestuous stuff going on between Saffalon and Queen Afarite if they want to actually cure Saffalon because they need somebody else's blood. But I realized Afarite is not the last Icene. There's Ziliana, there's Podomenes, there's Garlandia, who's the godless Icene whose wings were torn off by Saradomin because he's totally cool. And I'm sure there's still a decent amount off-world somewhere. You just get two of them together and have a kid infected with vampirism and then extract its blood. And, cure Saffalon. I mean, there's probably an ethics issue there. I'll freely admit. Maybe he likes being a weird. With that quest done, we now have access to the Reforged Sunspear, which is augmentable and can be switched between all three attack styles and is the best tier weapon we have so far at tier 78. It's very good. Also, when you kill Vyres with this weapon, their corpses will be automatically cremated, granting firemaking and prayer XP. This is basically the meta for training prayer for Ironman. You get 210 XP per Vyre in prayer before level 90 and 280 after level 90. Plus a 50% increase in both the prayer and firemaking XP if you're wearing the Morytania legs 4. Also, when you kill them, there's a 20% chance that they will drop loot similar to that given by the shiny Columbarium keys. This is a very good source of herbs and seeds. You always get pets when you least expect them. And we got brains. Cool. I understand from an accessibility standpoint why Jagex decided not to lock Elder God Wars behind a bunch of quests, and there's about a dozen quests you need to do to fully understand the Elder God Wars, and that's just in the 6th age. Really, if you want to fully understand the game's story, you'd have to do all the 5th age quests first, but that's quite the ask for a player who just wants to do PvM. It would be interesting to do an RS3 version of by release, maybe sometime in the future. The only reason why I'm doing all these quests is because I want full completion for the city of Senntisten, because I think that's a requirement to have the fully upgraded Pontifex Shadow Ring. That means I have to do You Are It, the Needle Skips, Desperate Times, Desperate Measures, and Azanadra's quest. Of all of them, I think Azanadra's quest is the most interesting, even though not a lot really happens during it. It's mostly just a lot of lore. The most frustrating of all these quests is the Needle Skips, especially if you want full completion, because it's very tedious entering in all those words. Once we get Azanadra's quest done, we can create the Pontifex Observation Ring, which we can upgrade into the Pontifex Shadow Ring after we complete the city of Senntisten. The Observation Ring is pretty simple. It's got tier 1 luck, gives you 1% extra XP to divination. You have an increased spawn rate of Chronicle Fragments, you have an increased spawn rate of Opportunities, and there's increased active time at hotspots for time sprites. Completing the city of Senntisten not only unlocks 4 new ancient magic spells, but it also gives us the ability to upgrade our Pontifex Observation Ring into the Pontifex Shadow Ring. The Shadow Ring is basically identical to the Observation Ring, except it allows you to teleport to the Senntisten Cathedral, and it has tier 2 luck. But on top of that, it allows you to gather Elder Troves when doing activities in the Elder God Wars dungeon. Each front comes with a specific anima attuned to one of the Elder Gods, Bick, Wen, Full, and Jas. Charging the ring with 1,000 anima from each front unlocks new abilities for the ring, things that help you fight the boss of that front. For example, with 1,000 resonant anima of Jas, Carapac the Bound will no longer be able to stun you under the impact of his jumping slam ability. Very useful. After charging the ring with 1,000 of each anima, you can go to Wahisitel in the Senntisten Cathedral and give him 5,000 of each anima, and he will overcharge the ring, giving you the bonuses of the ring without having to wear it. We're not going to worry about that right now. But that doesn't mean we can't use the ring to get some troves, even if they're a low tier. And I tried out Croesus for a bit in a public world, and even though you can't get that many points in a public world compared to, say, 8-manning, the loot from it is pretty decent. A lot of soul runes, a lot of herblore supplies as well. This is a pretty good boss for Ironman. I did a little bit more Croesus, and I got 102 Onyx Dust, which we can turn into a full Onyx when we have the Divination level, or when we boost with an Extreme Divination potion to 95 Divination, give or take. And we also got an Onyx from one of the Elder Troves, so we have in our bank 2 Onyxes for when we have to make a Luck of the Dwarves or a Grace of the Elves. The other Troves didn't really give that much, but it's still nice to get loot that's not completely useless. Even if I don't get a unique drop, I still feel like I'm rewarded for my time. It's way better than ED3 trash runs. It might not be as much experience or as much gold, but at least here I have a chance of getting a good drop. ED3 trash runs, I'm basically just getting gold. We're going to end the video by rolling a die from May's Quest Caravan. We get some gold and a fortune component. I'm shocked. Thanks for watching. Take care.